Welcome to the Morning Mayhem Show with the morning crew, Tom and Mama Manny.
And your host, Jim Amato.
Good morning, Woodland, and welcome to February 26th. It is a Monday, and it is a B-Day. It is the first day of the week, second day of the schedule. However, if you also noticed, there seems to be an early dismissal on Thursday. I was unaware of a Thursday early dismissal. What's up with that? What are we doing on that? Parent conferences. Forgot all about that. So that is going to be happening on Thursday. Also this week going on. Let's see here what else we got going on. Took a little started. Oh, look at the ski club is back up. It is now Sunday, March 24th. So ski trip has been rescheduled. It is Sunday, March 24th. For those of you looking to get onto the Bromley trip, you can see Mr. Mizuraka for that. It's $185, and it is now on Sunday, March 24th. I'm assuming if you had already paid and it got canceled, then that will count. Now, congratulations to the dance team, who I believe came in second in states this weekend and fourth in jazz. So congratulations to them. Hopefully we'll have them on and talk about their season. They've been quite successful this season, so it'll be good to have them on and talk about them as well. As always, don't forget to follow us on morningmayhem.show on Instagram. So we'll have you follow us and see if we can't get that live going on Instagram. And I think that's just about everything we got going on for the school news. The GSA has a meeting on the 27th. That's tomorrow. GSA will be meeting in room 212. 212. All are welcome. And there is a cereal and box drive for advisories. Join in on the competition for cause. All the collected boxes will be donated to the Seymour Food Bank, and that is sponsored by the WRSG. And I believe we have someone here this morning who will be able to help us out with that as well. It gives a little more information. We'll get into that. And don't forget to charge up your Chromebook. Now, today's famous birthday is Johnny Cash.
Oh, walk the line.
Johnny Cash, yes, he definitely walked the line in Fulton Prison. I don't know too much other than that. I've seen the movie, so I do know some background on him, but that's about it. I'm not a huge fan. Not that I'm not a huge fan. I just don't know enough to be speaking on poetically about it. Also in darker news, 1993. Do you remember the big incidents?
O.J. Simpson?
No. Well, I guess that's a pretty good guess, but that's when the World Trade Center was originally bombed. The first time it was bombed.
Yes, the garage.
Yes. Yeah, the garage.
And they were hoping to tilt the North Tower, I think, into the second tower. Okay. And then the first motion color picture was shown to the public at the Palace Theatre in London. So I had to look. Almost every town, I think, has a Palace Theatre. There's 1,000 Palace Theatres out there. But in 1909, that's how we ended up getting the Marvel movie cinema universe. That's where it started, I believe, in 1909.
Wow. Okay.
And then finally, in 87, I don't know if you remember this. In 87, this is when Jordan scored 58 points. Michael Jordan for the Bulls. Yes. I don't think he needed anybody else on that team on that day.
One-man show.
One-man show, indeed. It is Pistachio Day. I didn't bring any pistachios today, though. No. And it is also Carpe Diem Day.
Oh, I'm showing Dead Poets.
Are you really?
Yes.
Wait. Why is it Carpe Diem Day?
Actually, the story behind Carpe Diem Day was started, I want to say, in 2007. I think it's in the aughts. By a friend that had someone that had cancer and was looking to get as much out of their life before the time had come. So they started Carpe Diem Day to get everybody involved in their lives, just to remind them to seize the day, that every day is a day, and enjoy it as such. It's Carpe Diem Day, and that's today. Although you should live every day as Carpe Diem Day. All right, over to sports with Mama Manning.
All right, all right. Boys basketball. Friday night. What a game at Ansonia. Our number 9 team beat their 8 team. We never trailed. It was phenomenal. Coach Kingsley was very quiet. I think he ran out of options.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then in the second game, follow-up game, we faced the number 1 WCA. It was close. It was back and forth, but unfortunately we fell. But it was a great game. Oh my gosh, it was exciting.
What were some of the highlights?
Threes. My sophomore guys, James and John. I call them the apostles. Popping
Wow.
threes left and right. Ethan Staputis rebounding like there's no tomorrow. Yeah.
And that's how they went.
And that's how they went. So they're waiting for their seed for their state tournament. And that's, I believe, Friday. They'll find out. But we think it's going to be Innovation out of New Britain.
Innovation. That's one of the magnet schools?
Yes, one of the new schools. The girls play tonight in their first state game. And that is at Stonington.
Wow. So the girls start their states earlier than
The boys. Yep. And UConn. I got to talk about UConn.
You got to talk about UConn.
UConn men, they beat Villanova.
They did.
They destroyed them.
They did.
And your boy, his number was retired. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Rick Hamilton.
And, well, R.I.P.
His
Rip
nickname
Hamilton.
was
Yeah, I know.
Rip, yeah. 'Cause he would
and
rip
his number
through
was
the court.
retired. Yeah.
32. Yep. And the girls,
They had a good day.
they destroyed DePaul.
DePaul. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
They look
Paige
sharp.
Beckers, 100%.
And she's coming back for another year.
Yes. And what did Gino do? He surpassed Coach K.
He
Most
did.
career wins.
He still has to catch up to Vanderbeek, though.
Yeah.
She keeps winning out in Stanford. She's
Yeah,
like 7 games ahead of him
Yes,
or
but
whatnot.
I think he's going to surpass her.
I do too. I
He
do
did
too.
it faster than
Maybe
the other
not
two.
this year, though.
Yes.
Maybe not this year.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. But that's exciting to watch UConn.
It is. It is. Both teams.
Both teams,
Can
men
they
and
be?
women.
Can they be another team that goes on to win both men and women in the same year?
We'll see. If not this year, next year.
Yeah, they have the opportunity, the chance for it.
That's right. It's all in the cards.
It is indeed. Over to news with Tomlin.
Morning. Here are your top news stories for the day. Human Rights Watch accuses Israel of blocking aid to Palestinians in violation of a UN court order. Staying in the Middle East, Israel's Air Force strikes deep inside Lebanon, killing 2 people after Hezbollah downs a drone. President Biden is summoning congressional leaders to the White House tomorrow to talk Ukraine and government funding, as the government funding is set to expire on this Friday. At Paris gathering, Western leaders to show unity for Ukraine and signal that Russia cannot win in this conflict. And finally, a U.S. Air Force member is critically injured after he set himself on fire outside of an Israeli embassy in protest.
Oh, my goodness.
Happy Monday.
Wow, we did not have great news stories.
That's a
Those
lot
are your
of
top-
happiness.
No.
Top stories going on right now. The big one is, this upcoming Friday, every single continuing resolution keeping the government funding is set to expire. These are the continuing resolutions keeping the funding levels at 2022 levels, because last time we were able to pass a budget was 2022. We've kicked the can sort of down. It should have happened in September. It is now the end of February.
Oh, brother.
There's a couple different options on the table. The Senate has passed one option. The House is refusing to pick it up. So going forward, we can either continue to pass continuing resolutions to keep the government funded incrementally going forward, or we could see some sort of breakthrough come out. On top of all of this, you also have in the Senate the requirement to hold a trial following the impeachment of one of the secretaries. You have the pending possible impeachment in the House of President Biden. You also have the question over whether or not to fund Israel or Ukraine, and also the southern border. So
that's it.
yeah, no, it's an exciting week in
Now he's
politics.
smiling. Yeah.
Yeah. So no big deal.
No. This is you were all excitement over basketball. This is more my speed of excitement.
Well, speaking of politics, this morning we have a special guest with us today. It is the WRSG president, Ethan Valentino. Good morning, Ethan.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming on. I know we're getting up kind of early. I hope the ride-in wasn't too bad.
No, not at all.
So tell us a little bit about what's been going on with student government this year. You guys have been pretty successful in what's been happening. So
Yeah, it's been a great year for student government so far. We had a great homecoming, as we usually do, even though we get complaints from students and student body. But we
You can please some of the people some of the time,
Yeah.
but not all the people.
That's definitely right. And then we had a Spirit Week, class of 2024, one, of course. Very happy to see that.
That is, the shovel went back out to the seniors. And for those who don't know, the shovel is our Spirits totem, if you will. Yeah.
Spirit
Yeah.
totem.
Yeah.
And then we had another successful club fair. I think we got a lot of people engaged in the different clubs at Woodland, including some people to join student government itself.
Oh, okay. I think this is where I should ask that question about the club. You
Yes.
think? All right. So you have a club awards show that's coming up.
Correct.
So what are the requirements to be a club?
To be a club, you have to be recognized by the Interclub Council. You have to be a member of the Interclub Council.
I don't think we're a member of the Interclub Council.
Don't know if you still are. I would actually have to check.
I think we wiped some from the Interclub Council recently because some weren't active, didn't have an advisor.
We were thinking like, man, is Morning Mayhem, can it be considered a
Oh.
club?
That I don't know.
We would
I
probably have to add a student to
I think you would
Morning
need
Mayhem
some.
somehow.
We've got Ethan. He's right here.
I mean,
He's been added.
Yeah, we're winners.
Yeah.
Come on.
We got Kyle Egan this week and Bryce DiGiovanna and Julia Dommel.
If we start keeping attendance and then saying that they are active members, we
I think that
might
it could count
qualify.
as a club. Yeah.
All right. Then
Hey,
we have
let's
to get
do
our
it.
applications in for April 12th. So what else is going on? What's coming up on the horizon?
Yeah, so we're really excited. We're going to be having our March Madness basketball tournament again. That was something that a lot of people were looking forward to last year, that we started up last year. It was something that didn't happen during COVID, formerly known as the Woodland Classic. That's going to be running on March 14th, and signups are going to be going out on the 1st of March.
We have Julia Dommel coming in tomorrow to give us more information on
Yeah.
the Woodland Classic. For those of you who want to get involved, like Cheddar Bay Biscuits, just give them a shout out there.
Oh, very good.
They'll appreciate that. And then, yeah, as you mentioned, we're going to be hosting a cereal box drive because the Connecticut Association of Student Councils is trying to break the world record for the most cereal boxes in a domino chain, which is currently around 13,000.
Oh, is that all?
Well, there's two different numbers. There's one for a single chain, which is actually more possible. The other is for multiple lines.
Okay.
The multiple lines is 13,000.
What is it for a single
I
line?
think it's only about 6,000 or 7,000.
okay.
Only, he
so-
says.
Only, yeah.
Only.
Well,
6 or
we're
7.
So there
trying
is a
to-
possibility.
We're
lot of
trying to get
cereals.
all of the schools in Connecticut to have their own cereal box drive, and we'll see how many boxes we end up getting. But we need support from Woodland for sure.
So you're going to bring them all into convention.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
on March 8th.
convention activity, it's not just going to be on the population of Region 16.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Region 16 is not buying 6,000 boxes. I mean, if they do, I mean, that's awesome.
That'd be
I mean,
cool.
I'm not really going to say no.
And then we are also currently planning a project to recognize Woodland security guards. This was a project we ran
Ooh.
last year.
All right.
They greatly appreciated it, and we're going to be running that project again. I think it's going to involve making a sign for them to put outside of their office down the hall.
Oh, they appreciate those signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear them cheering when they see them for the first time.
Yeah. And then we are also planning to host a leadership week after April break. And more information on that's going to come, but that's currently in the planning phase too.
All right. So your tenure is about to come to an end.
Correct.
What are some of the things that you've gotten out of the leadership position of being student government president?
I've gotten a lot more comfortable working with other people. I would say I was always fine at working with other people, but being a member of both the big organization of the Senate and even my executive cabinet, the 8 or so of us, I've gotten a lot better at communicating with them. My organization skills have gotten better. Public speaking, I'm obviously doing something like this. I wouldn't have been really excited to do something like this before. So it's actually had a lot of good positive benefits for me.
So if you have to look back over your career, your tenure there, and think about what you have meant to the program and what you leave behind, what's your legacy, what would you think is part of your legacy that you're going to leave behind for everybody else to grow or to build on?
So I'm hoping that what I was trying to set a precedent for as I was president was having a procedural driven body, a Senate. We've kind of, the past few presidents, since I was a member and not president yet, were kind of more project driven. So they wanted to get things done. And when I came in, I wanted to see a bit more of a like doing things properly, like a government would, while still maintaining like, you know, the great products that I think we can produce. And I'm hoping that continues.
Oh, it's great to hear. And I hope you have success in everything you have going forward and
you.
everything that you've done so far for the school this year. So continued goodness for the next couple of months as well.
I'll do my best.
And Ethan, thank you for coming in.
No problem.
On behalf of Mama Manning, that's Tomlin. I'm Amato. Good morning, Woodland.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Morning Mayhem podcast. Morning Mayhem is broadcast live from Woodland Regional High School in Beacon Falls, Connecticut, each and every school day. Follow us on Spotify, Anchor FM, or wherever you find your latest podcasts. And for more information on the show, upcoming guests, and past episodes, visit our show website, morningmayhem.show.